Donald Trump has been shitting on America for a decade now. He calls America a crap country. All he ever does, have you noticed whenever he speaks about America, it's always how terrible America is, But this, him literally wearing a crown and shitting on us, this is what goes on inside of that demented mind of his, okay? This is how he sees America. He sees us as irrelevant now. He doesn't see that the power flows from the people to him. He doesn't think he needs the people anymore. I'm telling you the truth. You know how I know that he thinks, whether it's true or not, that he doesn't need the people of the United States? Because look at the state of the White House. Look at it. Look at the state of it. Look at this. I mean, he's destroying the East Wing of the White House. The people, has he gotten permission from Congress to do this? Where is he getting the money from? There are so many questions that you would have to ask when you see something like this, when you see this happening to the White House. This level of destruction hasn't been seen in the White House since 1812, since we were at war and the British burnt it down. We are at war in a different sense. We just don't know. The people of the United States, we don't know that we're at war already. That Donald Trump has declared war on the people of the United States. But that's what he's done. He's shown it at every turn. He's shown it by taking away our Medicaid funding. He's showed it by transferring $2 trillion from the poor and middle class to the wealthiest people in this country. He's shown it in foreign policy by his almost treasonous stance with Russia and Ukraine, which he waffles back and forth without any direction. Part of me hopes that it's only treachery, that he's only a traitor, and that he's not so incompetent and stupid as to believe everything Putin has been telling. But in response to the No Kings rally, this is what he's done. Put a crown on his head, put himself, and I don't know, listen, I guarantee that there is enough fecal matter inside of Donald Trump to coat all of America with. So this is very believable. If they trapped a toilet inside of this jet, I believe that he could actually do this with the words King Trump on the bottom of it. The King Trump jet. This is how he sees himself. This is how he sees America. This is how he sees the people of America. And he wants this reaction out of us. He wants to troll us. He wants to get us angry because this is his playbook. He's like a Sith Lord in Star Wars, where he feeds off hate. He feeds off anger. And when we get angry and we get mad, it's like he gets stronger or something. I don't know. I mean, it's insane. But I'm telling you that he thinks he's at war with us. He's not tearing. Listen, I think one of the main reasons he wants to build this ballroom is two reasons. The first reason is he wants to show the American people there's nothing we can do to stop him. That our anger, our rage, our pain, our suffering is irrelevant because there's nothing we can do anyway. That's one. And the second reason is I don't think he wants to leave. I don't think that he plans on leaving in 2028. And I thought about this a lot. And I asked ChatGPT, would he be making some of the moves that he's been making if he plans on leaving in 2028? Now, I don't even know if he'll be alive in 2028, whether or not his health will hold by 2028. But if it does, will he voluntarily leave? He didn't voluntarily leave in 2020 when he lost an election to Joe Biden. What makes us think that in 2028 he's going to voluntarily leave? So I asked ChatGPT, I said, hey, think deeply. What has he done that kind of hints that he will remain in power in 2028? And this is what ChatGPT had to say. Visual, symbolic, and physical moves. He's demolished parts of the East Wing to build a massive new White House ballroom. Funding is described as private, but if we had a functioning Congress would have hearings right now. They would be saying, wait a second, the president is destroying the East Wing of the White House. Who is funding this? Who is giving him $250 million to destroy the people's house, the Americans' people's house? Who is doing this? Private funding? By the way, it's illegal. There's a congressional statute that says that you cannot privately fund public building, but it doesn't matter. Listen, obviously Donald Trump doesn't believe in the law. The rule of law is irrelevant to him. He would wipe his ass on the law. He is wiping his ass on the law. And that's why he's able to literally defecate over all of America on video like this. He doesn't care about the people, the law, norms. He doesn't care about anything. Positioning allies on, around the federal planning process for the project. So this is what he's doing that shows I don't plan on leaving in 2028. I'm going to build this massive ballroom. I'm going to turn the White House, the interior of the White House gold, like some sort of, I don't know, feudal king's, palace. This is his mentality right now. Term limit, trial balloons, and messaging. Openly floating the idea of a third term. And he's used the surrogates over and over again to say Trump 2028. Oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. When will we learn? When will the lesson be learned? He does not joke about these things. When he jokes, this is a serious matter. He's not playing around. When he wears a Trump 2028 hat, he means it. He does not want to leave in 2028. He doesn't plan on leaving in 2028. His allies are amplifying 2028 third term talk, keeping the notion in the conversation ecosystem like Bannon and Ogles. His viral beyond 2028 memes and riffs. He wants to run for a third term. Listen, he's not going to have to run for a term. See, this is, and this is another thing I want people to understand, the fierce urgency of now regarding Donald Trump. There will not be an election in 2028. He doesn't plan on having a free and fair election ever again. He does not plan on there being a functioning democracy by 2028. I wish people could understand this. And that's including those people on the right. Your power is gone too. All of you Republicans in the House and Republicans in the Senate, insofar as you have any power, it will be to be a sycophant. Like those old Roman senators after Augustus Caesar. He's centralizing party machinery, consolidating control of the RNC ahead of and then after 2024. Installing loyal leadership like Michael Whatley, Laura Trump, and purging staff, tightening alignment between party apparatus and the Trump operation. If he planned it on leaving in 2028, why would he be doing these things? Reinstating and accelerating Schedule F, recreating a job category that strips civil service protections from policy influencing roles. This is key to bringing agencies to heel. One of the reasons he wants to go after the deep state is because he doesn't want to have anyone to stand in his way when he actually becomes an actual dictator like Putin and Xi Jinping. He's advancing a maximum unitary executive view, framing agencies directly controllable from the White House, reducing independent checks. This unitary executive that Clarence Thomas and these guys in the Supreme Court are trying to sell the American people, that all power should flow from the hands of the executive. It's insane. It's literally, it makes me want to pull my hair out. Why would SCOTUS voluntarily give up their power? Why would Congress? Why are they doing these things? That's a video for another day, because I'll get to the corruption of SCOTUS and the Congress. Legal environment that boosts personal leverage, benefiting from the Supreme Court's July 1st, 2024 immunity ruling, which grants absolute immunity for core official acts. He thinks he's a king. He already thinks he's a king. If he tries to hold on to power in 2028, if he fails, well, no big deal. I can't be prosecuted. I won't be prosecuted. Because whether or not Trump v. United States actually grants Trump immunity for everything, which it doesn't, quite doesn't, the Democrats wouldn't prosecute him anyway. They're spineless, gutless cowards up there. I mean, let's be honest. Let's just tell it how it is. It's not like a future Democratic president would ever hold his feet to the flames. So he's acting with, well, and he's also 79. So if he's 83, I mean, look, I'm telling you that this man plans on dying as president of the United States. Or maybe he'll give himself a higher title. Maybe he'll be chancellor. Maybe he'll be Kaiser. I mean, he can invent any name he wants. But I know one thing, he is not doing all of these things to just peacefully leave in 2028. Close your eyes and picture this. It's January 2029. And let's say Gavin Newsom is elected president of the United States in a free and fair election. And Donald Trump invites Gavin Newsom to the White House. and he tours Gavin Newsom around the White House. Maybe they go to the Rose Garden, which has been covered in concrete by his wife. And then, he sorts of schmoozes them up a little bit, tells them how to order food from the Oval Office. Can you imagine that? Obviously you can't, because he wouldn't do that, because he would never voluntarily leave office like that. We are going to have to pry power back from Donald Trump's death grip. That's what it's going to take. He will never let it go. Not voluntarily, he won't. In 2028, there will not be an election like we know it. If there's an election, there'll be the same sort of election that Russia has. And the Supreme Court is doing everything to try to help them, by the way, by gutting the Voting Rights Act. Election rule and institutional positioning. Campaigns to reshape election administration, like limits on mail voting, machine skepticism. So, but not only that, but a conservative group bought the voting machines. Those same voting machines that he said was rigged, that group sold it to the to conservative business people. Greater partisan control. So, flagged by election law groups as consolidating partisan leverage over how votes are cast and counted. If we can't win fairly, we'll just rig the machines. We'll rig the process. We'll gerrymander all the states. We'll have SCOTUS eliminate the Voting Rights Act. Whatever we have to do, by hook, by crook, we will steal the election. And if somehow none of that works and the Democrats win anyway, we'll just call it fraudulent. And we'll have the National Guard already in position. We will have made it legal to have the National Guard and the military in the streets of America, so that if we don't count the future election, whether it's the presidential election, the midterms, the House, Senate, whatever, in 2026, 2028, there's nothing the people can do about it. There will be nothing they can do about it unless we can somehow overwhelm the military. I mean, this is what sending the National Guard troops are about. The National Guard, listen, the National Guard, they're not doing police work out there. He wants to show that he has the legal authority to send the troops into the cities. That's what it's all about. Once he establishes that, okay, no problem. And then when the election happens, if they lose, boom, he uses the military. This is a coup being planned and orchestrated by a rogue MAGA GOP president, Congress, and Supreme Court. They're all doing a coup right now, but they're the only ones who know it. They're the only ones who are aware of this, because Jeffries and Schumer, they are not. There is no fierce urgency to fight back against these guys. I mean, the government is shut down. One of the longest shutdowns in U.S. history right now over tax credits for the ACA. Now, listen, I think they're right in doing it for that. But really, guys, is that all you guys can talk about? We're about to lose our freaking democracy. We're about to lose, listen, after Augustus Caesar, Octavian Caesar, Augustus, there was 1,700 years. The whole world was ruled by kings. This is an experiment. This democracy, this republic we have, is a fragile experiment, and it can be gone like that. And there is no guarantee that when our democracies fall, that we'll ever be able to get them back again. Because we had millennia of kings in the past. There is no guarantee that, this will only last a little bit. This could be forever. We could lose democracy forever. And then finally, narrative scaffolding for exceptional measures. Dictator only on day one framing. Yeah, I mean, because he literally said, I'll be a dictator, but I'll be a dictator only on day one. And then afterward, listen, there is no such thing as a dictator for a day. Not in America anyway, because we are supposed to have checks and balances, that if a president does exhibit dictatorial behavior, that the Congress or the Supreme Court can check them. But we have no checks on the president right now. SCOTUS is openly corrupt. Even the other federal judges are scratching their head and saying, what are they doing? Congress is openly corrupt. With Mike Johnson not swearing in Gravalga from Arizona. I always say her name wrong. because he doesn't want the 218th vote for Epstein. That's one reason. But there's another reason that people don't quite seem to be understanding. No one says it online. I've scoured all the YouTube videos and all the newspaper articles, and no one says the obvious. If you don't have to seat one congressman who wins an election, you don't have to seat anybody in a future election. We are setting a precedent, making people, this is saying, how much will the people tolerate? Will they tolerate us not? How long will they tolerate it? Will the courts tolerate it? Because if we can get away with it, we will. That's what is going on in Mike Johnson and the president's mind right now. So, this is serious stuff. I am very worried for the state of our republic. And I don't know that we will ever be the same again. I was very fiery, and I said a lot of harsh things in this video. And I would love for my Congress, for my representatives on the Democratic side, the independent senator from Vermont, anybody in Congress that has a good faith heart and who loves America, to be as angry as I am. When they see the White House being torn down, get angry. Demand that they appropriate the fund. Even if they wanted to do renovations of the White House, those renovations have to be approved by Congress. The funding has to come from Congress. Donald Trump even demanded that the Department of Justice pay him $230 million for all his criminal lawsuits, for him having to defend himself from all his crimes before. Congress has to grow a freaking backbone. Take your power back from this guy. The guy's a clown. He theoretically would be a lame duck crowd. Another reason I think Republicans haven't turned on him yet, they don't think he's going to be a lame duck. Any other president, they would say, well, he'll be gone by 2028. We don't have to listen to him anymore. They don't think that he's going to be gone in 2028. The Republicans don't think he'll be gone. So why should you think he'll be gone? So No Kings was great, but we're going to have to start practicing, we're going to have to start getting into some good trouble and practicing nonviolent non-cooperation, whatever that means. And we're going to have leadership for that. I don't know what that looks like. I wish I had a plan to fight back. I don't have a plan. We have no leadership. We have no plan. We have no strategy. We are defenseless. Our belly is open to a monster right now. That's where we are right now. And that's why I'm making these videos right now. Because I see it. I want you to see it. I want everybody in America to wake the heck up. Because I don't know when, 18 months, 2 years, 4 years, at some point we're going to wake up. Our democracy is going to be gone. And we're going to say, whoa, what did we do? Why didn't we do more? Why didn't we say more? And it's going to be too late. So anyway, that's this video. The destruction of the White House, the video of Donald Trump literally dumping on America, which he's been doing ever since 2016, by the way. He was dumping on America even when he wasn't president of the United States. I mean, he never stopped. And and his plans to never leave, to become the first king of the United States. And I hope that you guys don't make it happen, because the price of liberty is eternal vigilance.
fears consume, his laughter seals our doom. The past erased, no truth remains, just ghost and iron chains. Fed hollow lies, while freedom slowly dies. His sneering gaze, a god of wrath, builds hell beneath gray skies. No love, no spark, just loyalty. The world grows cold and dim. In 1984's grim cage, we're crushed beneath his hymn.